Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz, WELDERFABBER. Let's just hope we've sorted the mic situation out. But really we'll only know when we get to edit. So today we've got a few jobs on the road, but let's just take a look what's going on in the workshop. So we've got a 20-ton dig here. Let's have the bottom cut out of it. It has got a worn edge on it and worn adapters. But I might just let that go again. We'll slide a tooth on it and see how much play is in the adapter. If there's a lot of play in it, then we'll replace the adapters and the edge. But it just wants a bit of a bottom in this. Now then we could either put a rolled bottom in this or a flat bottom in it. Right? If it was a bucket, if you had your own buckets for your own machines, you put a rolled bottom in it, yeah, and keep as much on it. But because we've got so many buckets, we've got over 500 buckets out there at the moment, we'll probably just get it out of the workshop quick, put a flat bottom in it and send it out. This is the bucket we're doing for PRS that Woody's on with at the moment. I'll just show you where we're up to with this. On the last chapter, I think we've just got the motherboard on and the flooring, haven't we? And one of the noses on, so at the moment we've got a greedy board on. We have got all the wear plates on the underside of the bucket as well. We've got the heel plate mounts on, you can see them there. We will raise this bucket later on to show you. Woody's just cutting some plates for the side. These are AX 400. And the extra wear plates on the side. But let's just take a look in here. The lads are just raising a door for me. Let's see where they're up to. So this is our truck workshop. So this is our truck fitting shop, yeah. 3 pits. We need to raise that door. You see how we actually moved the door up? Now we need to move the cladding up. The same as the centre door there. We will raise all 3 doors. We've done the centre door, that door will need raising as well. What happens is now, when we've got hook wagons with skips on, they're too high to come underneath the doors, especially when they go on the brake tester. Anyway, director, we need to get on the road. Let's go. Alright, so we're just heading over to FH Brundle over at Newton-le-Willows. I need a couple of tube clamps and some tube to make some handrailing outside our weighbridge in the Leyland yard. We are changing things up a bit in the yard, and I'll show you later what we're doing with it. So this is what we're after, some tube clamps. This is actually plastic stuff though, we want some galvanised. Well, this is for the parts I ordered this morning, yeah. Massive new warehouse this, massive. So we just need 6 centres and 6 ends is what we need. Alright, so a lot of you are asking about the director. Where can I begin on the director? Well, number one, he is my brother. Number 2, he is a welder. He's not welded for a few years, but we did work together for over a decade. So you can imagine some of the projects that we did together over the years. And he has had an accident a few years ago, and that put him out of action. So this is one way of getting him back in action, doing something that he really enjoys doing. And not only that, when I'm doing a job, he knows what's coming next, he knows what to film. Do you know what I mean? It's like it kind of works in sync very well, having my brother alongside me on this journey. And if it wasn't for him, there would be no YouTube. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got time to do all the editing side and everything on the YouTube, so, and I think he's doing a pretty good job of it, although he did mess up last week with a mic. But we live and learn every day. Even I live and learn every day. You know, there's things that every day is a school day, should we say. Anyway, more on the director later. Right, so this is our new yard in Liverpool, Newton Road. This used to be the old tarmac site. Got a lot of crushing and screening going on here, and I'm here to put a new toe plate on that cat loader there. But if there's a lot of wagons coming in and out, that could be a problem. And it looks like there's a lot of wagons coming in and out. Let's weigh it up. Right, so there's the Cat 950. Then we've come to put a new edge toe plate on that bucket. I'll show you that in a minute. But the new edge got delivered yesterday, and we'll pick it up with this machine. Tony, do you want to take that off? Put the bucket on its side. So what we're going to do, we'll take the bucket off this machine, put it on its side. We'll get the bolt-on edge over here, and we'll land it on the bucket, and I'll show you what we're going to do. It's the easiest way to round it. So what we'll do, we'll land the new edge on this bucket, and when we bring the load around after, so it's off the ground, you'll see what I mean. So this is the new edge, 40mm edge, HB 500. It should be HB 500, you can never tell when it's painted. One way of telling how hard it is, yeah, is get a drill bit out and drill it. If you can drill it, you know it's not that hard. Alright. Now then them little noses, I never asked for them, so I doubt they'd need replacing on the machine, so they can go back. That's a supplier trying to get a little bit more out of you, that. Right, so what's happening here now is we're in a yard, a very busy yard, that's got a lot of wagons coming in and out, yeah? As you can see there. We can't stop that machine until these wagons are cleared, or I'm going to try and switch a few machines about. We'll put a couple of excavators on loading trailers whilst we do the edge. Really, maintenance should be done in brew times and break times, but in this job you never get break times. can see there's nothing wrong with these. So they will be getting sent back. That's, like I say, that's a supplier trying to get a little bit more out of you. Right, so the main reason for cleaning the muck away from behind, in front and behind, obviously you can't blow through muck, do you know what I mean? But when we do start the gas in a second, heat the top of the bolt and the nut, get it hot, turn your gun so it's facing that way and blow. Pull the trigger, yeah, and then wash it down like that, yeah. Otherwise, some people come along, heat it up there like that, press the trigger and then it all blows back at you, yeah. So heat it up, get it nice and hot, stand the gun like that on an angle and then wash it down. See how we get it nice and hot? If you used to try and blow through that when it's cold, it just blow back at you. Go down on an angle, blow. Wash it away. No blowback. Don't touch the bucket like somebody has done before at some point. Right, so now I've got the old edge off. I'll jump in the machine, turn the bucket and clean the back of the bucket. Right, so now that we've got both parts cleaned up, the bucket and the edge, these edges are turnable, but they also will only go one way. So if you look there, how the holes are offset, there'll be a bigger gap there than there. So is the shorter gap to the centre, so that'll go to the centre of the bucket. Put these on first, look. Right, so we're going to get the driver to land the bucket on top of the edge here. I'm going to slide it up with a bar. Right, so all I'm going to do now is just put a tack weld on the back of each bolt. So weld the bolt to the nut. Remember, put the earth to the bucket if you're welding the bucket, yeah? Don't put the earth on the loader arm if you're welding a bucket. Right, so now that's all buttoned up, welded up. The reason for them tacks is to stop them bolts coming loose over time. That edge will now last approximately 6 to 9 months before it needs turning, depending on the usage. Right, so that's it now, all buttoned up. We will send the other ones back. These noses that they've sent that we don't need. Very annoyingly, that. Right, so we've just got to our bare cut quarry. We've got a dozer, a D6T, with an edge that the plough bolts has worn the top of the plough bolts off and the edge has peeled back. So we'll need to take the edge off, clean it and replace all the bolts. So we've just done an edge on a machine, so we'll fly through this next one direct. Right, so we've just got that edge sorted on that D6. Whilst we're here, we're going to check the sprocket on the ZX350 that we did the other week on the drive, and we might as well give the plant a quick inspection as well whilst we're here. Grease everything up. Alright, so we're down in the quarry now. I'm going to do a quick visual inspection over the whole thing, yeah, but first of all I want to listen to it, yeah. So as the plant's running now, we'll come out, we'll show you in a minute, but as it's running, they play, hey, here he is, here's the boy, here's the boy. Top man. Right, so I'm just saying I want to listen to this machine, yeah, because I've been working on these machines since day one, since they were brand new, and they play a song to you, yeah. And if there's something not quite right, you can hear it always. Do you know if there's anything not quite right, Craig, or not? Is everything alright?
Live Ed?
With everything?
It's alright, let's go and have a look.
It's alright. Yeah, I've got you some grease here and all that.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Make sure you get that bloody machine's greased up, yeah?
Oh, they're always greased.
Every day, every 8 hours. This kid's looking after the job, yeah? Right, so I'm listening now for any bits of rattles that you shouldn't be able to hear, especially from the live head. So on this here now we've got a J45 McCluskey with a pre-screen with a 45mm mesh in it. So coming off the side belt there is everything 45mm down. On the PT750 in the middle there, we've got 80mm meshes in it. So that's getting over 3 inch coming onto this live head here. So 3 inch coming off this live head, all the sides coming off on the 750 side, and everything else running through the screener. So we're getting good clean 3 inch off. I want to check all the products. So we've got the 20mm here. Not bad. What's your 10mm like? Good? Let's have a look. By checking the products tells me that all the meshes are alright. That's if all the material sizes are correct. This is good dust. Now then, the dust, we're getting a little bit of 10mm in that, right, but if you look at stone like that, we've got 7mm piano meshes in the bottom deck, so that could go through sideways. It won't go that way, but it'll go through sideways, so you will get stone that size. But don't want too much in it, but we'll check the piano meshes because some of them could be broke. Check the other products. There we've got a Cat 966 loader. So this is with 10mm. Yeah, that's not too bad. You've got a bit slaty, innit? It's a bit slaty. You see how it's a bit slaty? We'll have to check them meshes. I'll tell you what that'll be, it's because it's got self-cleaning meshes in. Yeah? And they will slide through. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we're 40mm, and then we've got we're oversized. Yeah, it's all good. Right, we'll shut it down and check it out, yeah? Shut everything down, Craig. Yeah. Alright, so now I'll switch the plant off. It is 12:30, so they can have their dinner whilst we have a quick look at this. I'm just going to climb inside this live head here and have a look for some cracks, because these live heads, if you don't keep them fed, they need to be fed constantly, yeah? So we've got 2 live heads, we've got one on the 750 and we've got one on the 2200. They have to have load on them, yeah? So now it's lunchtime, and if they left this machine running with no load on it, basically that'd try and break itself apart. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just going to climb inside and have a quick visual inspection on it. Alright, so this is inside the live head with a 2200 Chieftain power screen. And things to look for more than anything is these cross members. Got 6 of them. They break. And when they break, they rattle to death. You can hear it rattling away. At this moment in time it all looks good. And what I have done, can you see this plate here? See how I bolted the mesh down to the cross member? And what that actually does, that takes some shock out of it and helps prevent cracks. But what we don't really want is all that stone build up there. Yeah, so we're losing material coming through the mesh going into the 2200. So what we'll do is move the crusher. At the moment the crusher's landing right above us and stone's falling back onto that mesh. We'll probably just move the crusher that way a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. It all looks good. Alright, so what I'm looking for now, I'm checking all the meshes to see if there's any holes in any meshes, right? So on the middle deck here, we've got some like 14mm self-cleaning meshes, and they all look good. Looking up there. On the bottom deck, a bit hard to see, you know. On the bottom deck we've got piano meshes. 7mm piano meshes, so I am seeing some bigger material in the dust. So I'll climb inside the machine and check that all the meshes are good. Let's just have a walk up. These are the drive motors. Check that the bearings aren't too hot. It's alright. This is one screen box and this is a second screen box. Check that the bearings aren't hot. Make sure they're getting fed with grease. Should grease points. That's alright. Well, that's for top deck. They're 25mm meshes there. They all look good. So this is our bottom deck. You just work our way down the meshes. The other thing to check for inside the screen box again, like the other, check all the cross members. And this particular machine, we had a problem with this one here on the second box. It split about 4 times in a row and I never really got to the bottom of it, but I am noticing a mesh broke here. Right, there we go. So that will be letting some like 10mm into the dust, so that mesh will need to be changed. We'll let it run rest of the day though today. We'll do it out of hours. And that bottom mesh is alright. A bit of a windy day today, so I hope you can hear me with this mic, with the mic issues we've been having. So we've got a flat roller, and we've got another flat roller here. So this belt has had a repair, so I need to find out where the patch is, where it's been repaired, and check it, because this belt could do with replacing. And when we replace the belt, we'll replace the side rollers. Right, so here's a repatch, a patch that Callum did last week, because there was a chunk taken out of the belt. So he's cut another piece of rubber off another belt and put it into this belt. That ain't gonna last that. No. Right, so we've already pulled 3 clips out. Right, so I've got a belt. Oh, it's bad today, isn't it?
Bad, mate, yeah.
It's bad today, boy. What are you doing this Saturday?
We're not in.
You're not working this Saturday? Nope. Right, so this Saturday's a good day to do a bit of maintenance then, yeah? I might bang a belt on this Saturday. Yeah. We'll change them rollers, we'll change the mesh.
Skirts.
And we'll go right through everything. Yeah. Skirts, yeah?
That'll be bang on.
Saturday, Sunday this week, yeah? Sound. Right, so this is the 350 that we did the drive on. The fan belts need tightening up. So let's just pick it up off the ground and just have a check on the sprocket. Right, I'm telling you now that sprocket's not loose. If the sprocket was loose, you wouldn't have any muck settled around here, especially when we're in dry weather like it is today. All that muck would have chafed its way off. It'll just rattled its way off if them bolts were loose. So I'm happy with that. Let's just check the other side, Craig. Also check the top rollers. Can you see how the track frame's full of muck? Hey! Yeah, that's alright as well. So, Craig, whoever's running these machines, yeah, get on top of them and get to dig the track frames out once a week. Yeah, because he'll just start flattening the top rollers.
Yeah, no worries.
All this muck should be dug out once a week. If you don't, that's where you start getting problems with your undercarriages. So we're just asking for trouble there by leaving that. Bad up here today. I hope you can hear this. I don't know if you can hear it now, but it's bad. So we found a few problems with the plant there that we'll do this weekend. So we've got to go to Jackson's now. They've got a problem with another screener up in Fulwood, and then we've got to go to Glass and Dock. So I don't know if we'll get them both in today, but we'll see. Right, so my main concern really here is the tear in that belt that's been replaced with like a patch. As you can see, it had pulled a few clips out already. What happens with the belt when it's turning, it catches on all the guards. It catches and it'll just rip it off. So there will be big trouble if that machine's down when we've spotted that today. Do you know what I mean? So we have got this weekend to sort it. So I'll get a belt fitted on the machine this weekend. Otherwise I'll have fox on my case. And I hate having the fox on my case. Alright, so we're signed in at Jackson's now. Little picture of Jackson's quarry there. We're going to look at a J45 crusher that's a problem with a jaw that won't close, for starters, and then we've got to look at an S5 screener. I have just had confirmation that we can get the belt fitted this weekend up at Bacup, so that will be the next chapter or episode. Right guys, so here we've got a J45 McCluskey crusher. We've got a Warrior 1400X power screen that's feeding it. So they'll be screening the material before it goes into the crusher, and they'll want to be getting finer material coming out. So as you can see there, we've got like 50mm down. So these guys want the jaws closed right up, and apparently they can't get the jaws to close. And then this is a fairly new crusher. So if I can't find a quick solution now, we'll have to get AgPro out, the guys who we bought it off. They'll plug the machine in and check the hydraulic pressures to the jaw. These do have like a dump pressure on the jaw that I can't check, but their man will be able to. But I can also tell that the belt's sagging. If you look, come around this side, director. So if you look at the belt there, we've got a big sag and a big sag and a big sag, and it's also travelling over to the left here. If you come to this end, if you look at the belt there, how it's over to the left. So we'll have to track that back over a bit and tighten the belt up whilst we're here. But first of all, we'll try and find out what's wrong with this jaw and why it won't close. Right, so I'm just going to start the machine. I will show you the jaw rams onto this pre-crank. So if you look here to the side, these rams open and close the jaws. They're your jaw wedges. So when I push this lever, the jaw should close. Remove it, director. Is that a no? No. Right, so Right, so the jaw's not moving. So we could tell that the pressure was engaged then. So what we'll have to do is fire some oil into the wedges for starters, put some material through the jaw, and then keep your hand on the lever, yeah? And then these jaws won't close if the side belt's running. But this machine itself has got a separate pre-screen on it, and the pre-screen has a solid plate where the mesh should be, so they can't use the side belt on this machine even if they wanted to. They'd have to take the steel plate out. So I'll get some oil out of the van. So what we're doing now is just firing a little bit of WD-40 in between the wedges. Let it sink in. We'll go around the other side and do the same. You never know, it might just free it up, but these guys have been trying for the last 2-3 hours to close this jaw and been unsuccessful. Ooh, right, so now to that, if you look at this ram here, you see how all the chrome is out there, and there's only a little bit of chrome out the other side. So if these guys have been just trying to push that lever, they probably won't get anywhere. They'll have to open the jaw fully. So take all the chrome in on this ram, oil it up, and then try again. Let's just do that, yeah? So the jaw has moved now. We're just going to check the material size coming off the end of the belt. We should be getting 50-60 mil down. Right, so that jaw has actually moved closed a little bit more. So now we're just going to track the belt over and tighten it up a bit. So if we put a mark where it was. Other side out, about other side, we'll send it out same, we'll send it out about 25 mil. What we're doing here, I'm just turning this bolt anti-clockwise. That's pushing the head drum out, which is tightening the belt. We'll take it out about 20 mil. We'll take the other side out about 20 mil, and then we'll just track it over a little bit. Just like that. See it going over. Tell me when it's in centre. lifting off, both sides. And that'll do. You can see how much we've come out there. We've come out about 30mm. So sending the head drum out 30mm, which is actually 60mm in length of the belt. Right, so that's that crusher sorted now. That belt's tracking nice and central, tighter. The jaws have closed fully as far as they'll go. So I'm happy with that. So now we've got to go and look at an S5 screener a bit further down the site. Alright, so this is Dave Scott. We've just come down to the S5 X-Tech. Tell us what's going on here, Dave. Let's go through these machines.
Right, basically we're using our power screen Max Track 1000 to make a recycled MOT.
It's a cone crusher.
It's a cone crusher, yeah. We're feeding in the 6C clean material that's come back recycled from the wash plant, crushed down to 40mm down, and then anything oversized is just screened out by the S5. But what's happened is the lad's been operating it Friday afternoon, and we've seen the screen box slow down. He's jumped out, the machine stopped before he could even get to the machine. He's had to shovel all the decks off and everything, but it won't fire up on the screen box again now. He thinks something's failed in one of the drive motors on the far side of the machine.
Right, okay.
So we might have to strip it down.
Yeah, I'd say we'd have to take one of the motors off, but we'll just fire it up and try it. So a couple of people were asking me about who's the best operator around, yeah?
No.
This is the best operator around, I'm telling you now, right?
No.
So he went down to Ashfield's, yeah, to unload the train, yeah? 19 carriages, 3.5 hours. Huh?
Yeah.
You don't get any better than that, lad, do you? Don't get any better than that. Right, so I'm thinking, Dave, we'll probably have to pull one of the motors off. Let's just fire it up anyway, and just show them what's actually happening.
Just for clarity, we have done our oils and water.
Yeah. Director. So we need to engage the screen box. So the screen box is trying to fire, but won't. So we have got pressure going to the drives, but something somewhere is locked up. And it looks like we've had a bit of an oil leak here. So we're going to have to start pulling things apart. But I don't think we've got time today, Director, because we've got to get back to yard. Crusher's gone down at yard. Right, so we're in a bit of a hurry to get back to yard now, because we've got a yard that's empty of crush and we need it. We've got a PT 330 power screen crusher that the feed is shut down and won't fire. So that is priority number one now, because these wagons need to be loaded in the morning. Right, so this is our crushing shed. We've got a 225 up there on the crush. We've got a 135 there. Back. So the problem with this little PT 330 crusher is that the feeder keeps shutting down and won't start up again. So they're having to manually start it every time once the jaw box is full. So obviously that's no good. So what I'll have to do, I'm going to switch the magic eye off and just feed it and see if it continues feeding from there. But I will have to go into the settings and put a code in that I don't really want to share with anyone, because I am bypassing something, and then we'll see if it continues feeding. Alright, so what I've done, go to feed control options, click. What I've done, I've knocked the jaw level sensor off, so I've disabled it. Right, I've also gone into the feeder control and I've turned it to auto. Right, so now that will continually feed the machine, but will also slow the feeder down by itself, but it will continue going. So we'll start it now, back out, fire the machine up, and we'll see if it continues feeding. It should be alright now. Right, so the crusher's been running for half an hour now, no problems at all. We've got a little McCluskey R105 scalper here. We've got 45mm meshes in it, so we've got 45mm down coming off the side belt. Yeah, we've got the oversized, we've got an 80mm punch plate in the top, we've got the oversized in the top. And we've got a TR6542 conveyor, just to spread the load out a little bit more. Just so you know, a TR6542 stands for 65 foot 42 inch wide. So with using that scalper there, we're getting clean crush. So the scalper's pulling all the fines out of it. The jaws actually do need opening up a little bit here because that material's too small. Director, that's enough for down the yard. Right, so this is the tube clamps and tube that we picked up from Brundle's, just to stop people walking across this ramp more than anything. And same at the other end. Now let's go and check what Woody's been up to on this bucket. So this is the door we cut out this morning. Put the cladding back. Now all I have to do is measure these up. Measure the panels up that we need around the door and get them ordered in. And here's the bucket. Right, so here's the bucket for PRS. Ray-X sides on. That big gussets in the top there now. All the wear plates underneath. And it's now pretty much ready for welding. In fact, Woody started welding that toe plate on there. Look at that, you don't get much better than that. So it's starting to look pretty beefy now. Step back and look at it. So Woody's made this stiffener here for the greedy board. We'll have 4 of them on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stiffen that top up. And then there'll be a day or two's welding on it. And then we'll get it line board. Because it is going on the new 420, it's not going back on the 400. Been confirmed today. Good job there, Woody lad. Right, director, have you got enough for today? Is that enough for a chapter? Too much? Right, you better shoot home and get anything then, yeah? Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my other episodes. And we forgot to mention some comments on this one. We'll get them on the next one.